Hey, this is Seth, and in this video, I want to share with you how you can realistically make money while you travel. Now, I'm not talking about like teaching abroad or getting a job in a foreign country. I'm talking about making money online from your laptop while you move around, whether it's in your own country or you travel around the world. It has never been more realistic and possible to do this as it is today. There are platforms and apps in place. There are people that need services that didn't even exist 5 or 10 years ago. And you probably already have skill sets that other people need help with, and you can learn skill sets that will actually get you paid more money through online resources. There's just so many different ways to make money while you travel. So I want to share a few of them with you here today. And I also want to give you a realistic expectations and a strategy that will set you up for success, because some videos I've seen out there tend to oversimplify or overhype this process. And I want to give you a realistic perspective so that you really can experience the joy and the flexibility of making money while you travel. But before I do that, please remember, if you like this content, please gently tap that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. So I want to simplify this process, but also give you a framework for success and a strategy, because the biggest pitfall that newcomers have when they're trying to make money while they travel or make money online is getting, overly distracted, shiny object syndrome, or getting sucked into hyped up programs with unrealistic expectations. Now, I've seen this all over YouTube. I've seen a lot of videos where some YouTubers like with big followings are talking about how, hey, if you want to make money and travel, start a YouTube channel. And these guys don't disclose the fact that they've been at it for years and years, and they put in so many hours of time and energy to build up to the point where they can make money from their YouTube channel. But if you just launch a fresh YouTube channel, it's going to take you a long time to be profitable. Same thing with a blog. Actually, there's another video I saw with a really nice guy talking about how he makes money while he travels, but even he said,
one of the drawbacks of starting a website is the initial time commitment. And I would say it probably took me at least a year before I was making like $1,000 a month.
So as he says, it took him 1 full year of hard work to get to the point where he was making $1,000 a month. And that's actually very, very good. Some people can go a full year and not even make half that. The point is, that is not where you want to begin. You want to begin with a realistic roadmap to success. And this pyramid is designed for that. Now, you see how everything is a foundation on a pyramid. Each level supports the level above it. And that's the way you want to look at this process of making money while you travel. You start out at the very bottom, which is whatever job you have right now. And you should have a job. If you are watching this and you are broke and you're like thinking, I need money now, do not get into any make money online products. Get a job. You need at least a little money coming in so that you are not worried about paying for food and shelter and stuff like that. So wherever you are, whether you work in an office, in a restaurant, or you are driving Uber, that is great. Now, once you have a pyramid like this, a strategy, a vision, I found in my life is that when I was working a dead-end job, I was miserable. And because it was a dead-end job, meaning I couldn't see past, like there's like a wall in front of you. But when you have a vision or a strategy like this, and you see what's gonna happen each level up, then your boring job or the job you don't like that much can become really much more enjoyable because you're working towards a vision. Now, you have your current job. That's providing you with income, and it's actually giving you a lot. It's giving you the income you need to get to that next level. The next level up is having a remote job. So yes, I'm talking about getting a remote job. I'm not talking about starting your own business yet. I have been helping people get jobs in digital marketing since 2016. What I love about it is that rather than trying to teach people how to start their own business, when someone gets a job, it provides them with foundational income, confidence, new skill sets, things that they can use to build upon to get to the point where they're freelancing or building their own business. But that foundational income is the most important thing. Now, a remote job is a really great opportunity because it's providing you with regular income and you have the flexibility of movement. And there are so many remote jobs available today that were not available even 5 years ago. Partially because of that thing that happened in 2020. The good side of that is that so many remote jobs opened up. The culture really shifted and more companies have remote opportunities. In fact, there are websites like weworkremotely.com that are dedicated to companies hiring remotely. There's also, you can go on LinkedIn and click in the search box under jobs, remote jobs. There's a website called Flex Jobs. And if you just Google remote job sites or remote job boards, you will find websites that are catering to people who want the remote lifestyle. I would say those job boards are the best because you know that those employers, they know that the people applying to the job are looking for location independence and things like that. But the thing is, what I'm first suggesting on the pyramid is what I would call low skill or basic skill jobs. These are jobs you can get with whatever skill sets you have at the moment. Now, you may already have a high income skill set, but I'm thinking like when I was in my early 20s, for example, my biggest thing was I could data entry and customer service. I did a lot of reception jobs, I waited tables, and I type stuff into a computer. So you can look for a customer service job, a virtual assistant job, a data entry job, something that doesn't require, again, too many sophisticated skills. That's gonna pay you a modest wage. Now, the great thing about the current global environment is that if you travel outside of the United States, or if you live in a big city in the US and you travel to a smaller city, you travel around the country, there are areas where the cost of living is different and cheaper than where you may be living right now. So if you come up with a strategy where you can, calculate cost of living reductions, you may not need to earn that much money. You could get a low-paying, basic skill job that's remote, go to an area with lower cost of living, and now your income has effectively doubled or at least stayed the same while you're doing less work or making less money. And I think this is another way to build upon. Again, you want to have that basic foundational income from your current job. Use that time and energy that you have from, having money coming in, and use that time to search for that remote job and get that remote job. And at the same time, you can also be doing something called freelancing. Freelancing is like an at-will employment where it's in the name, freelancing. Like you have contracts that you may have a little like a job here to do one thing for this guy, then you do another thing over here for that guy. Now, finding clients is the challenging part of being a freelancer, no matter, what your skill set is. But there are now websites like Fiverr.com, which I really like. I've been using this website for, I think 10 years at this point. I've spent a lot of money hiring freelancers on this site. And this is a website that is like a marketplace. It's basically where you go on there and search for skills and services that you need. I've hired video editors, graphic designers, people to do digital marketing. I've hired people to sing songs, record jingles. I've hired all sorts of people on there. So on the flip side, that means that you can be hired by people. You can offer your services on a website like this on Fiverr.com. Now again, there's varying skill levels and different price points, but even if you have some basic skill sets, like for instance, there's a gig of being a virtual assistant. You could be a virtual assistant, you could do customer service, and rather than being hired by a company where you have set hours, you could work for companies on this freelance basis where you have more flexibility. There's also people out there looking for writers to write SEO optimized articles. If you're an English major, you know how to write, you can do that. Proofreading jobs, there's transcription jobs, there's people who need help with translation if you're bilingual. There's people that need like any language. I found it in so many different languages, whether it's German or French or Spanish or anything you can think of, Thai. There's people who need translations done. If you go on their website and you just start searching through like all the gigs that they offer, what you want to do research wise is just see what gigs are selling and what gigs have reviews from other people. And you'll be surprised, there's just so many different services you can offer on this platform. And if you sign up for an account, I'm not going to go into detail on it in this video. I may have other videos on that, but get on YouTube and like Google how to get more clients on Fiverr. You put together your profile, you look at other profiles that are doing well, you optimize the profile with keywords that people are searching for. And Fiverr actually has an option, which I think is really cool, called promoted gigs, which is where if you're just starting out in a particular niche, there's other people that are offering, say, let's say you're really good with After Effects and you're offering After Effects skills, or you're doing translation from Spanish to English and there's like a bunch of other sellers. You can advertise your gig within their platform. And I think this is a really great opportunity because so many people don't like to do paid advertising. But I'm not talking about spending thousands of dollars. It's literally like you pay $50 and that means that you get like 4 clients. And then out of those 4 clients, they leave you reviews. Now more people are going to sign up for your gig and it just builds and builds and builds. This is just really cool. One website. There's also Upwork.com. There's Freelancer.com. I'm randomly throwing this out there because there's a website called italki, which I actually have taken Thai lessons through there. This is just for teaching languages and conversational languages. You can literally, if your only skill set right now is that you speak your own language, like say English, there are people on italki who want to get better at English, and you can put yourself on there as a community tutor and people will pay to have conversations with you in English to speak with a native speaker. So there's platforms like this all over the place. I just think this is very exciting, guys, because remember, I grew up in the 90s, or I grew up before the internet. mean, there was nothing. The only way you could get a job was to go to the classified sections in a newspaper. Can you even imagine? Do you even know what a newspaper is? Now there's all these platforms, there's all these opportunities, the client base is global. You know, I've worked with freelancers from Morocco, from, you know, Pakistan, from Europe. It's absolutely amazing. You know, this is a second level on the pyramid of your foundational income that you could be traveling while growing your Fiverr gig or working your remote job. A Fiverr gig, I would say, from a timeline perspective, the top of the pyramid, as we'll talk about, is the longest and most difficult. The base job you already have is the easiest because obviously you already have that job. And the remote job is like, could take you a few weeks to get that job. The Fiverr gig or the freelancing gig, to build that up to where it's consistent income, we're talking about, let's give yourself like 6 months to do that. But that's still a very relatively short amount of time. 6 months of consistent action, I really think you can have some results. It's not gonna happen overnight is my point. But again, you're moving up the pyramid. So now you have all these different options of ways you can make money online already, and we're just halfway through the pyramid. So let's go on to the third step of the pyramid. So the third step of the pyramid is what I call high income skills, remote jobs or freelancing. And basically, everything we've just talked about is involving skills you already have that most people have. You know, whether, again, customer service, most people can do data entry, or, you know, if you happen to know 2 languages, that not everybody has that skill set, but these are basic things you already have. But what if you want to acquire a skill that will pay you more money? And that's something you can do now in ways that you could never do, again, back when I was growing up. You can learn digital marketing, you can learn coding, JavaScript, Python, you can learn how to use After Effects, you can learn video editing, you can learn how to develop websites, you can learn IT, cybersecurity, tech sales. There's all these different skill sets you can learn about online. So you can go on Fiverr again and you can look at all these skill sets and maybe say, oh, I don't know how to do that, but what are they charging? Oh, this guy's charging $500 to build websites. Why don't I learn how to build websites? And now I can offer my service doing that. So this is very exciting, and you can level up into terms of being a high income freelancer, or you can get a high income remote job. And this is what my students do in my program, you know, Digital Marketing Career Blueprint. I've been teaching people how to do SEO, PPC, paid social ads, and how to get remote jobs. I've been doing this since 2016. And when they learn these skill sets, when they learn how to run ads or make a website rank higher in the search results in Google, they then have the opportunity to get higher paid jobs. So I really do recommend exploring and educating yourself about what skill sets you can acquire that will increase your earning potential. And again, you can get a remote job with these skill sets, or freelance, or do both. I mean, honestly, my students, what they mostly do is they usually get a remote job because of the foundational income, that weekly paycheck, plus they get to communicate with more experienced professionals in their field. They get to learn a lot and grow and build their experience level and their confidence. And then when it comes time to freelance, they're a lot more relaxed and confident, and they can put the freelancing gig income on top of their salary. And I have some students getting even up to 6 figures doing this. So, you know, again, if you're traveling internationally, like I talk about, you know, and the cost of living is, say, 70% less in Thailand or in Central or South America, you don't need to make $100,000 a year. You can be happy with $20,000 a year, but you also might want to level up your income as well. You have a lot of options. Reaching this third step is absolutely incredible. You know, my girlfriend is a great example of that. She is a JavaScript coder who was living in Denmark and told her boss one day, I would really like to travel while I work. And they said, okay. So now she works with the team remotely. They have meetings every other day, and she works 5 to 6 hours, maybe 30 hours a week in her, you know, coding. She's doing sophisticated work, so she's being paid well, and she has the ability to travel around with me. And she works, and then we go off and do fun stuff. And that really is the lifestyle that's just so exciting. So at the top of the pyramid is the dream of having a passive income business, some type of digital property, a YouTube channel, an online course, an e-commerce store. There's so many different ways to make money online, but again, they all take time. And I hope you see how having the context and the strategy, having these foundational knowledge, skill sets, experience, and income is gonna make this much easier. If you have a YouTube channel that you're working on while you're working that remote job, it's so much less pressure. You can post 3 times a week. You can, you know, enjoy that because you're not like, oh my God, I need this to make money right now. And it's not gonna make money right away. In fact, I saw a great video from a YouTuber named Psychhacks who has about 500,000 subscribers. And he was celebrating the fact that it had been 3 years of him posting videos, and how I think for the first 1 or 2 years, he got no traction on YouTube, no responses. Now, can you imagine? Now he's super successful. So people, when they see the success, they don't know about this difficult time. But he said he was depressed. He was really discouraged because after a full year of posting like 3 times a week, he wasn't making any progress, or he thought he wasn't. So I'm saying it's a long-term game. If you have the foundational income and this pyramid, this strategy guiding you, then you can put those 1, 2, or 3 years into your online business, whether it's, again, a blog, YouTube channel, you want to be an influencer, something of that nature. That's the kind of time it takes for something like that to be successful. Now, it could happen sooner than that, but it's best to have that kind of an expectation. I hope that this video has inspired you and given you a bit of structure and direction and vision as you work towards your goal of making money while you travel. I get very pumped up about this. I know sometimes I repeat myself, but I mean, I really, having grown up in the old days of the 90s before the internet, I am still just so amazed by what is possible. Every day online, you know, there's people meeting each other, having meetings, people are getting hired for gigs, there's so much commerce and transactions and relationships and things happening online, and it just was never possible before. So I think it's a very exciting opportunity, and I hope I've given you some powerful context for you to take your journey from wherever you are to making money while you travel. So thanks for checking out the video. Please leave your comments or questions below. Let me know what you think. Did this inspire you? Do you have questions? Is there something else you'd like me to address? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.